We're at High Regency Birmingham, the win-free, as we wrap up SEC Football Media Days in 2019. And, of course, our digital coverage is brought to you by UT Athletics. Your loyalty is our victory. Don't forget, single-game tickets for this year's football season on sale at allvols.com. Been a great week, very busy. Obviously, we start with Tennessee. Tennessee's trio of players and Jeremy Pruitt did really well. Of course, obviously coached up, but they did a nice job. Jarrett Garantano, Daniel Batuli, and Darrell Taylor. Darrell Taylor probably was the most confident of the group. He said that the defensive front is going to wreak havoc in the backfield and on opposing passing games, and he said they're going to surprise some people. Jarrett Garantano talked about something I've been dwelling on, and that's the fact that he has more responsibility at the line of scrimmage this year, including in getting him in the right pass protection, as he took a ton of hits last year. Maybe that'll help him in that regard with new offensive coordinator Jim Chaney. And then Daniel Batuli said the chemistry and the bonding in the offseason is as good as it's been since he's been there. Jeremy Pruitt probably left two main impressions on the media here. One was his filibuster of 21 minutes, 11 seconds, which is very veteran-like and well executed, limited to questions he had to take from the main room that you saw on the SEC network. And the other thing is that he looked more relaxed, more comfortable in all the rooms. And he even admitted that last year he barely knew his football team, including who to pick, because he didn't really know those guys all that well as of yet. And he said it was a lot more difficult to pick players this year. Now, overall, obviously Nick Saban was a star. Alabama always is as these media days, especially when they're in Birmingham. As far as the biggest player turnout in terms of media, it was Tua Tagovailoa, one of the favorites for the Heisman Trophy, of course, and he had the largest crowd around him. He claims he doesn't think he is a celebrity, which of course is not the case. He sure is. And he said if Nick Saban said he wasn't a celebrity, then he'd be lying. And of course, that's not true either, because he certainly knows he is. Now, as far as the wildest and happiest to be here, I'd say that was Logan Stenberg, offensive lineman from Kentucky. He was talking about wrestling moves he does with his guys. Just a really happy and very confident guy. Speaking of confidence, the most confident player, I'd say, was Vanderbilt running back Keyshawn Vaughn. I asked him, his trio at Vanderbilt as good as there is in the SEC, wide receiver, tight end, and running back, with Jaron Pinkney, Kalijah Lipscomb, and Vaughn? He said, no, we're the best trio of receiver, tight end, and running back in the SEC. So he really was very confident. And then a couple other notes. I thought there was less media here this year, and I think part of that is all the conference media days that are going on around the country all this week. And then also it's that we took a local angle on a lot of the teams. Some of you may say, well, it's the SEC. I only care about Tennessee. Well, you should care about everybody else. You should want to learn about everybody else. And we took local angles, Tennessee angles with a lot of those players. I talked to every single player here from every team and took some local angle with each of them. More than 150 podcasts already on our website at sportsradiownml.com. And then one last thing is that this could very well have been the final media days in Hoover, Alabama. They've honestly maybe outgrown the Winfrey. It isn't great a venue as it's been, going back to Atlanta next year and then to a brand new, yet to be built hotel in Nashville the year after that. Thanks to our great staff that was here, John Wilkerson, Jimmy Himes, Josh Ward, Will West, and of course our chief engineer that puts it all together, Jay Lyford. Also thanks to everybody back in the studio that did an unbelievable job. Eric Kane, Chandler Emerson, Joel Silverberg, Sam Foreman. Thanks to all of you that took in all our content. It's not going anywhere. Go to it, sportsradiownml.com. Thanks to all our on-air sponsors, and of course UT Athletics. Your loyalty means our victory. Thanks to all of you, and thank you again for watching. I'm Vince Ferrara, wrapping things up from SEC Football Media Days in Hoover. Talk to you soon.